Welcome back to the Photobooth Workshop. I'm Nicole,
I'm Sky.
and we're so excited to have you back today. I've been looking forward to this episode, probably the most. We're talking about why human connection is the future of events and how that impacts the photobooth industry. So we're going to be talking a lot of data, which makes me so happy. But we're also going to share kind of our thoughts and opinions on what the future looks like with AI taking over everything now and how we really think it's going to affect the industry that we're actively working in. So
So let's talk about what's been happening with AI in general to this point. So obviously there's like AI features within Photobooth software. You can put people in space, you can do whatever, which perfect. But AI in running a business,
system,
ChatGPT, optimizing systems,
yeah.
so many things. How do you use AI in your business?
Oh my gosh, everything. It's just become such an integral tool in my business. Like grammar, spell check, organizing my thoughts. Like sometimes I'll just like type paragraphs like an essay and it will just condense it and organize it and make it all like easily digestible, which is so helpful, especially in like content creation. And even like how I speak to my customers, if I want to be brand aligned, like I'll put my brand guidelines in ChatGPT, run all my emails through it to make sure I'm still like my tone of voice is staying consistent through all of my emails. I mean, HoneyBook has integrated AI in a lot of things, and I've been playing around with it too. Like, well, it has buttons at the bottom of your emails, where you can like change the tone, and it's like friendly, professional, all of these different things. So it's been interesting to see how well it takes the information in the email and translates the tone. I think it can make people a lot more efficient, but I think it's also very important to use it as a tool and not as like a one all be all, you know? How do you use it?
Yeah, I think mine is 100% organizing thoughts like ChatGPT. I'm a voice to text person.
Yeah.
So I just like talk out everything because I've explained this that like I'll go to talk about something, but feel like I have to like backtrack like my whole life story to give all the context. And like obviously, obviously not that far back, but so I definitely use it to help streamline. This is a topic I want to talk about, or this is something I want to implement. Like, what do I need to do?
In the photo booth industry, obviously, like a lot of software companies have started to integrate AI into their photo booth systems. And you launched when was it? Just this past October,
But yeah, the AI collection.
the AI collab.
How to use it within it, which I think is fun. And I think it has a meaning. I don't think it's going to be huge forever,
Yeah.
in my
So
opinion.
yeah, let's talk about that because I don't know if people think this, but I don't think every photo booth owner has to have AI in their photo booth business.
Totally.
Yeah.
I, I even talked about this when I launched it. Like within my photo booth company, Smirk, like AI isn't really going to be something that we do. It past like AI background removal for events. Like we do that with selfie stations. But like weddings are our bread and butter. Like at a wedding, we are speaking to people who want timeless photos.
Mm.
An AI photo isn't timeless. Like even we like in a glam booth, like we aren't putting on like a traditional filter. We're like upping the lighting and things like that just to like make it smoother, glowier, whatever. So like I want real photos. And that's who we're talking to in that like in that business. I think it's fun. Like
Mhm.
I had a blast when I was testing the space event, like I was holding my kids up in the photo booth and they like still ask, like, can we do that space one? Because it is fun. Like I definitely have like clients who I can think of that could use it in a way. But I think just in the same point that like film photography came back,
Yeah.
like people are gonna love this like
Raw.
AI and utilizing it for a little while, but I think we'll go back.
Yeah. I think we're seeing it now. Like Polaroids, and the enclosed photo booths. Like we're seeing
People
that
love nostalgia.
exactly. And I think it's also like along really the meat and potatoes of like what we're talking about today is how with the rise of AI technology taking over a lot of the digital side of things in business, I think there's going to be a massive, massive push to in-person events because I think people crave nostalgia. People crave human connection. I think it's just obviously part of our DNA. Like, we're not meant to be siloed. We're not meant to be living life alone. And I think if there's anything that I see happening, I've seen marketing gurus, I've seen people talking about this so much is like people crave connection. That's why going live is TikTok people have made millions of dollars by just being live constantly. You
Which
know?
is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when it, like, auto will just give you, like, a live, it's just, like, people doing very mundane things.
But it's like, oh, this is a real person. It's not curated. It's not perfect. It's not AI, like that's how you can kind of figure out if something is AI or not. If it's a little too perfect, if like the hair isn't, like out of place at all, like, okay, maybe that's something that's not real. I think people are really craving real and authentic and being able to identify that and just be with be human. So we found some really cool articles that kind of talk about this a little bit more. But the photo booth industry is really the event industry. It's the people industry. We thrive on in-person events. And with this rising trend that's backed by data, like we can very clearly see that the event industry and I'll put all of the articles below in the description for you guys to do and look at it yourself because we're not going to do it justice, just to be honest. But the global events industry is expected to reach 2.1 trillion by 2032. And so we're just very clearly like the demand for experiences keeps rising. And with the demand for experiences, photo booth is right there. Like there's nothing more of a connection point than the photo booth. Like some of the best memories I have are just those off the cuff, like people hysterically laughing, like those human moments in the photo booth are like what define a photo booth experience for me, you know?
Well, and I think too, like, there's lots of areas for connection, but, like, if you're doing, like, a classic printout photo booth, like, you're giving a tangible reminder of
Yeah.
that. And, like, we all know that those photo strips are gonna end up on your fridge or your bulletin board or wherever it is. So, like, you get something tangible and a reminder of the connection, which
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. And here's another data point. A report showed in-person event attendance increased 30% over 2022, and 87% of respondents said networking and connection are the top reasons they attend. So people are craving connection, and that is good news for photo booth owners.
And even said that, like, Gen Z even more. So, like, as the gen like, it's more and more important for, like, authentic connection with
Yeah,
people. And
yeah,
I think article dove in, which I loved because I've noticed this in a lot of events that I go to, that it's not like that, like, events to stay relevant need to have specific moments for connection and networking and not just like, oh, here's this random networking happy hour. Like, there's a full role responsible at these events to make sure people are connecting.
yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. And I mean, like, there's so many ways that you can do this with a photo booth. I'm like, they gamify the photo booth experience. Like, use this survey feature to like ask questions like there's so many things that you can center the photo booth as part of an event for the purpose of networking and connection. So I think if you're using AI, like I don't think it's wrong to use AI in your photo booth experience, especially if your clients are looking for it, asking for it. But I would make sure that whenever you are marketing your AI services, that you're not focusing on the AI features because I see that, right? Like we see that they add AI services and that's just all they're talking about is the feature of AI. Really, what all marketing should be for photo booth company is the result, the experience, the feeling, like you mentioned, like instead of talking about, "Oh, this feature can, generate an AI photo of, a individual in space," what would you say instead to make it
I think, well, our, like, tagline for our collection was, like, "See yourself in another universe," and just, like, talking about that like, the whole experience into it, not just, like, you get this print in space. It's like, you just have to embody the whole experience, which sounds intimidating, but it really is just, like, it can be minor tweaks in the language of something.
100%. Because right then, you're placing that person in that feeling of being an astronaut. All of a sudden, your mind is imagining what it would feel like, what it would look like, what it all you're putting yourself in that position. So, um, yeah, having it be fun, having it be empowering, having it be, an exciting experience, like, focusing on that in your marketing whenever you're doing, AI, I think is essential.
Yeah, I think a huge trend in events in general is, like, being immersive, like, immersive experience. Like, the luxury events are literally hiring, like, people that are just walking around, like, dressed to the theme, like, to make it feel like you're wherever that theme is.
Yeah.
And I feel like the photo booth, especially within AI, you can use this. So, like, with the photos, with those drawing bot things, like, they have AI to put you wherever, like, it can really be an immersive experience, and if you're selling that, sell that experience. Don't sell the bullet pointed features.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And you should be doing that in whatever you're selling, like, AI or not.
Yeah. Glam, keychains, whatever it is, everything. You really have to sell the connection. So the fun, the personality, the presence, all of that.
Human connection is really the new luxury. As AI is, like, flooding the internet and we're like, not being able to differentiate, like, real moments are becoming super rare and super valuable.
Mhm. 100%.
So how else can you create real genuine moments as a photo booth owner?
I think networking is essential in that, putting yourself out there. I think I'm an introvert, and so that's what I don't wanna do, but I know how integral it is for success in business. I mean, there's people who I know who have only ever networked. They literally will not spend any time on social media or SEO or anything like that. Like, networking is how they're building their entire businesses, and it's true. Nothing is as powerful as that personal connection, and so if you don't know where to get your next lead, I would say go to every networking event that you can,
Yeah.
and, bring your booth if you can, and figure out ways to bridge that gap and build that connection and show how it can benefit and elevate the event when you bring it with you. You know what I mean?
I think too, like, my husband's in construction, like, his whole business has been networking and referral for the whole time he's been in business. It's incredible. I love marketing, or, like, I like the digital side of things in doing it, but also remembering that networking isn't, like, just showing up to that networking group, because I feel like that can be really intimidating, but even, like, taking that event for free.
Right. And I think just even the practice of, like, building connections, I literally just got an inquiry from somebody who used to work as the event manager for a wedding venue that I went in person, introduced myself to when I very first started, I mean, like, over 3 years ago, to get on their preferred vendor list, and she left that venue over a year ago, and she's in Miami now, she's doing an event for Art Basel, and she just sent me an inquiry to work with her. But it
Yes. Oh,
has
remember.
yeah, like, making that connection, you never know where it's gonna go, you never know who you're gonna be recommended to, and if I had done that, like, this wouldn't be happening. So just human connection is, first of all, so valuable for just everything.
I also wanna say, you talked about this in the other episode of you sending out, like, mailers,
Mhm.
and I think in an age of, like, where AI or just, like, bulk automations can send something, like, anyone can send, like, a newsletter promotional email to everyone in their inbox, but, like, to sit down and write something, and I will even say there's a website called Handwritten that does, like, automate this for you, but it's a sense of nostalgia.
Just even taking that step outside of what everyone else is doing, you
Mhm.
know? Like, anything like that, like mailers in person, like going to visit a spa in person and saying, "Hey, this is my business. I would love to work with you, like just doing anything experience face to face, like person to person connection is going to separate you from the person that's sending 1 million emails. You know what I mean? Like it's a way to differentiate yourself. And it's the same thing for your photo booth business.
We interviewed someone recently too who talked about at the end of their event, like to make sure their team has a personal connection, they save all of that person's photos and like they hand them a handwritten thank you letter or they can write on it with all the and they close out with the person, the couple, the planner, whatever. And I just think like to add those little points where there is a human experience is so crazy. And we'll have more information on who gave that hot tip and so many great other tips next in 2 weeks.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah. So, all that to say, I think if we're going to wrap this up in a little bow, I think I'm very optimistic for the future of the photo booth industry, specifically for this reason of people are craving human connection and people are craving experiences. And I think events, in person events, are going to explode in the next couple of years. And we're going to, with as much digital as there is, I think people are going to want more raw experiences. And so if you can align your business and be in the room, that's going to be the goal for the next couple of years. And if you're listening to this and you're just trying to figure out if you want to start a photo booth business, I would say now's the time. Like get your stuff in gear. It's there's going to be so much opportunity, I think, and networking is going to get you those opportunities, and making connections is going to get you those opportunities. Um,
And AI is not going to take your job
yeah, no.
because we're in the people business.
Exactly, and it can help you in your job. It can help organize your business. It can help you strategize. It can help you, do a lot of things. But, yeah, I think relationships are gonna be huge.
I would say like relationships with your clients, relationships with vendors, and relationships within the photo booth community itself.
Yeah,
Because in person relationships matter for you. And like me knowing the other Portland photo booth owners, like we can get together and we can chat.
exactly. And then think of those tangible ways that you can, further that. So thank you notes and tagging other vendors on social. Like that's such an easy thing to do, but you don't even realize how impactful that can be because that photographer that you tagged could share that with the next bride that they're meeting with or a friend. You never know. Those tiny touches build loyalty that AI can't.
And I think they just like separate you. I think people are so much more intuitive to like something that's AI. Like you see people be like, oh, that's like an AI caption because there's like an M dash in it or whatever the controversial things are. But it's like doing things that truly can separate you. Like I'm a human running this business
Yeah.
is important.
Which is why stories are popping off, like live stories. Like we'll be able to talk about that in the future too, but there's a lot social media is changing because I think people are also picking up on like um what's truly genuine, and yes, people want to see your face and they don't want it to be super curated, and they want it to be real and raw, and that can be uncomfortable. I know, like I struggle with that, but
Well, and it's like great. Like what I love watching like mini vlogs of people's day
yeah.
and like doing laundry. And I'm like, cause that's just like a real thing.
All right, guys. This is obviously like a big topic. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Or how are you using AI in your business? How are you not? Are you excited about the changes that are coming in the future? Are you excited about more events and in-person connection? We would love to hear your thoughts on that. Make sure you come back in 2 weeks. We are going to be talking all about Photo Booth Workshop 2.0. We're going to talk about when it's happening, what's involved. It's going to be a big episode and we're going to answer all of your questions. So if you have any questions about that also, please DM us, put it below. We're going to send you an email, so make sure you're on the email list. Those are going to be the first to know as well. So come back in 2 weeks. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We've been working so hard on this, guys.
So much fun stuff to come.
Totally.
Okay.
Thank you, Sky.
Thank you. See everyone in 2 weeks.